Hello grade 12 students and welcome to a new technical English lesson. Today we will study review unit A and this is part 2. Coursebook pages 17 and 18, workbook page 12. Let's start our lesson. Let's start with the objectives of today's lesson. After studying this lesson you will be able to change a process description into a numbered set of instructions. Talk about 4 pictures using the present perfect, present continuous and the future simple. Complete a report using 4 different tenses. Starter. Look at the 2 pictures and try to guess the proverb. And the proverb is a famous saying that a lot of people say and tell. Take your time and try to guess the proverb. Good. Our today's proverb is a friend in need is a friend indeed. Now please open your coursebook page 17 exercise 5. Change this process description into a numbered set of instructions. Change every passive verb in italics into the imperative form. Let's have a look at the process. How to remove a punctured bicycle tire. First, the bike is turned. This verb is in the passive. We want to change this verb into the imperative. So what will we do? We will remove is or are and we will begin with the verb turn, but we will begin with the basic verb, the basic form turn. Step number 1 will be turn the bike over and place it upside down on the ground. This is step number 1. All you have to do is to stop the video and try to change the description here into a set of instructions. Take your time. When you finish, please play the video back again to check your answers. Welcome back, my dear students. Now let's check your answers. Step number 1, as we discussed in the previous slide, turn the bike over and place it upside down on the ground. Step number 2, loosen the nuts that hold the wheel to the frame. Step number 3, take the wheel out of the frame. Number 4, deflate the inner tube completely by pressing down on the inner part of the valve. Number 5, use 2 tire levers. 6, push one lever in gently between the edge of the tire and the rim. Step number 7, pull the edge of the tire out over the rim. Step number 8, leave this lever in position and push the second lever between the tire and the wheel rim. 9, slide the second lever around the wheel rim and under the tire edge. The last and the final step is detach the tire and the inner tube from the wheel rim. What did you notice? We noticed that we must begin with the basic form of the verb. Pull, leave, slide, detach, and we call this the imperative form. Now let's move to exercise number 6. We will do the opposite here. All you have to do is to change this set of instruction into a process description using the passive. Change every imperative verb into the passive form. Use first, next, now, and finally as appropriate. Join 2 or more instructions together into the same sentence where appropriate. Let's have a look at the first step number 1. Locate the cause of the puncture. So here it will be first, the cause of the puncture is located. We have to begin with the object, the cause of the puncture. Then we have to use verb to be, is or are. Then we have to use the past participle of the verb here, locate, which will be located. First, the cause the cause of the puncture is located, the inner tube is submerged in water to locate the hole. All you have to do now is to stop the video and try to change the other steps using the passive form. Take your time. When you finish, please play the video again to check your answers. Welcome back, my dear students. Now let's check your answers. The inner tube is submerged into water to locate the hole. Next, a small amount of air is pumped into the tube to look for bubbles from the hole. The location of the hole is then marked and the tube is deflated completely. Now the area around the hole is rubbed with some rough material and a thin layer of glue is spread around the hole. The plastic backing is torn off from the patch and the sticky side of the patch is placed firmly on the tube. Finally, the tube is slid back into the tire. The tire and the tube are pushed into the wheel rim and the tire is re-inflated. You can stop the video again to copy the answer or to read it carefully. Now let's move to the next exercise. Now please open your coursebook, or let's move to page 18, exercise 7. Talk about what has just happened, what is happening now, and what you think will happen soon in these 4 situations. So we are going to talk about the 4 pictures here using 3 tenses. To talk about what has just happened, what tense will we use? We will use the present perfect. Good. And let me remind you of the present perfect. The present perfect is formed by using have or has plus the past participle of the verb. And to talk about what is happening now, we will use the present continuous tense, which is formed with am or is or are plus verb, and we add ing to the verb. And what you think will happen soon, we will use here the future symbol will plus the infinitive. So take your time and try to form 3 sentences for picture number 1, and for picture number 2, 3 sentences. For each picture you have to form 3 sentences using 3 different tenses. When you finish, just play the video back again to check your answers. Welcome back, my dear students. Now, if we want to talk about the first picture, we can say the plane has just crashed into water using the present perfect. The plane has just crashed into water. The plane is sinking. Here I'm using the present continuous. The plane is sinking. It will be covered completely with water very soon. It will be covered completely with water soon. Let's move to picture number 2. The woman has just jumped into water. The woman is jumping into water. The woman will scream. Okay? Now let's move to the next exercise. Coursebook page 18, exercise 8. In this exercise, you have to complete the report here with the correct form of the verb in brackets. Use will, the present simple, the present perfect, and the present continuous. Take your time to complete the report. When you finish, please play the video again to check your answers. Welcome back, my dear students. Now let's check your answers. Plastics in civil engineering. In the future, civil engineering projects such as roads and bridges will use, because we are talking about something which will happen in the future, so we will use will plus the infinitive. Some of these developments space, and we have to use the verb happen right now. Right now means that I have to use the present continuous. Are happening. Good. Many plastics manufacturers design plastic bridges at this very moment. Are designing. In fact, a plastic bridge already exists. A construction company ready. Already, which tense will we use with it? Good. The present perfect. Has already constructed. European plastic road bridge in Hesse, Germany. The engineers installed the bridge on a single day early this year. This is how they did it. First, they prefabricated the bridge deck from a single piece of plastic 5 weeks before the installation date. Then they transported. Good. Number 8, fasten. 9, took. 10, will last. 11, we can use two answers here. Won't or doesn't. I mean future simple or the present simple. Now please open your workbook, page 12, exercise 3. In this exercise, we have to complete this description of how the Hubble Space Telescope works using the present simple, active or passive, of the verbs in the box. You have to use these verbs into present simple, whether active or passive. Stop the video and try to complete the description. When you finish, please play the video again to check your answers. Welcome back, my dear students. Now let's check your answers. Let's start by reading the verbs: avoid, capture, complete, convert, discover, receive, study, transmit. Let me remind you of how to change into the passive. We have to use am or is or are plus the past participle of the verbs here if you want to put the sentence into the passive form. Every 97 minutes, the Hubble Space Telescope completes an orbit of the Earth. As it travels, its mirror captures light. We will use the present simple active here. Okay? What is your answer to number 3? Avoid. And avoid means to stay away from. Good. Number 4. Studies. Good. The formation of individual stars and space new extremely distant stars. Discovers. Good. Instructions for the telescope. Here we have to use the passive, are transmitted from the ground station. Number 7. These signals, good, are received by antennas on the Hubble and converted or are converted. Both answers are right. This is the end of our lesson today. I hope you enjoyed our today's lesson. Till we meet again in a new lesson, goodbye.